my Hinge profile was deleted.
Was there anything in particular on there?
I mean,
Being famous, what's that like?
this is never something I wanted.
Mark Rober is a NASA engineer turned YouTuber with over 60 million subscribers. What's it like working with Jimmy?
I did like a lemon-powered supercar video. We both had like 3 million subscribers. That's when we became friends. You know, we did Team Trees together, Team Cs. We're doing a third one this summer. I lost 10 pounds that week because I was just so stressed out.
Impersonation is becoming a big problem.
Someone was deep faking me. I was getting reports from parents who were like asking why Mark Rober is saying certain words.
Mark Rober, welcome to Clickbaited.
It's good to be here, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to show you a couple of headlines that we want you to read out, and we're just going to use that as a discussion point, essentially.
Perfect. Mark Rober stuns package thieves with glitter bomb 3.0 fart spray pink.
So do you think that your glitter bomb stuff is the stuff that like really propelled you to stardom? Because I think that's a lot of when things went viral.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. Yeah, it was just so mass appeal. There was a point where that first or second video was getting like 1 million views an hour.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, I think it just resonated with so many people. I mean, the key to viral video is you just have to have a visceral reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You have to feel something. You have to be amazed. It has to be funny. You have to feel angry. That's a trick that's used a lot now, right?
Yeah.
And this one, I think people felt, vindicated because everyone has had, at least in the United States, some experience with this. So to like use the same ingenuity and like tricks that put like a rover on Mars to like now to deal with like porch pirates in your neighborhood and throw in some fart spray and glitter. Who loves, doesn't love glitter all over their house? I just think it struck a nerve with people.
And did it start from you losing something?
Yeah, someone stole like a $3 package from my house. It wasn't very much.
It doesn't matter though. It's what it counts.
You just feel violated. What's funny about that is I did this whole series. I think we got like up to 7.0 or something. So I did it over 7 years. And in that whole time, a package did not get stolen from my house. We even went to San Francisco and people breaking into cars. We did the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I like retired the series, like, okay, we've done it. Someone stole like $200 worth of packages from my house again. I thought I'd gotten rid of all porch pirates through the series, but sadly didn't.
So you put the package out there, they take it, it goes off. Did you ever have any interaction directly with anyone that took anything?
Well, I mean, generally we were putting them on everyone else's porches. I didn't. In the end, I didn't put them on mine. There were some situations I remember. Like there was a gun involved in one. Some people got, sometimes you're dealing with some characters who are a little unsavory.
Sure.
But other times it was like people who lived in who lived in like affluent neighborhoods and apartments. Like it was the whole gambit, right? Of people who were stealing these things, which is wild. But as for like scary interactions, nothing too crazy, honestly, because we didn't interact with them generally, right? Because they would take the package. The reason we had the fart spray in there, by the way, is because it was like $1,000 worth of equipment. It was 4 phones. Yeah. It was all this like custom printed PCB, these batteries, but we wanted to get it back. And so once the glitter goes, they're like, oh shoot, this got me. But they would just leave it in their house. Yeah. So then we started doing the fart spray and then playing the police scanner. Right, And that's when they're like, always, it just goes to the nearest dumpster.
Did you lose any equipment doing it?
Occasionally some would get busted.
Yeah, because I thought when I was watching it, I was thinking, if I was a porch pirate and I'd already seen this video, I feel like they'd know that perhaps there isn't really a massive consequence to it other than the fart spray and the noise, etc.
Yeah, by the last year, there was 1 or 2 that were like, oh, I've seen this on YouTube, like, hey, and they're like waving to the camera, But we still made them YouTube famous, so.
When you're creating content, then your ideas are always so extreme, like they're always really massive. I think that's become part of your brand, is having those huge tentpole moments. Do you find it hard to come up with new ideas, or is it now like, oh wow, I've got this amazing audience, I know I can make the money back on this?
Yeah, I think it's the latter. I mean, I was afraid at the beginning that I would run out of ideas, but what I found is like there's always about a year's worth of ideas in my head or in a notebook. And we plan our videos like a year out in advance. So currently we're working on like 12 videos.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like we're way out in the future and working on them like concurrently.
So I was speaking to your manager before, and he said to me that the question you get asked the most is about what's the hardest thing you had to make, and you say the satellite. So we'll spin it on the head. What's your favorite episode to make so far?
I did one about my son, which is very personal. I don't share a lot about my personal life. And so I did one video about him. He has autism. So that was like a special video for me. But maybe like the most fun to make when we did the Jello pool, like no one has ever done a Jello pool on YouTube successfully. It's very hard. Like there's a lot of chemistry involved. And so to nail that, they all say Jello pool, but it's just red water essentially.
Right.
So to actually nail that, which involved like finding the right location in the United States where it could cool enough at night, but wouldn't freeze it just at the right time of year. We had to boil like 15 tons of Jello in these like huge 55-gallon drums. It was a whole entire process. So I lost 10 pounds that week because I was just so stressed out. And this was back when I didn't have a team. Like it was me and my brother.
Yeah.
So to pull that one off, and now that it's my most viewed video, I'm like proud of that work, right?
Well, we're meeting here because we've been at the basketball game for MrBeast, which is Team USA versus Team Spanish speaking, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. The Hablo Espanol team.
He sung some threes, which is nice.
Yeah.
And you pulled out the Steph Curry celebration. Yeah. But with MrBeast, he's obviously someone you've kind of worked with more and more. What's it like working with Jimmy?
Yeah, we started. I did like a lemon-powered supercar video. This would have been like 2019. We both had like 3 million subscribers. That's when we became friends. And then we just kind of like have kept in touch since then, which is kind of wild that his channel's become so big, but like that I haven't fallen off either, right? So the fact that like we're still friends and we were from the beginning is kind of cool. We did Team Trees together, Team C's.
That's right.
There's a third one coming up. When does this get released?
Probably the next few weeks, but we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. You can release it whenever, but just people should know we're doing a third one this summer.
Amazing.
That's more geared towards helping people in some real need. And that we're going to look to raise $40 million. So we did 20 million, 30 million, and now 40 million.
That's incredible. Do you ever get any of the hate that Jimmy gets? Because he gets a lot of hate for his charity stuff, which is obviously we all think is a bit bizarre. But
yeah, I mean, it's just a tax to be paid. Like there's literally no one in the world who is famous who doesn't get, people coming at them for something. And so at some point you just get thick skin and you just realize people are going to have opinions on things and it's okay.
Is there any creator that you'd like to do a collab with that you haven't done? I want to set it up.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good question because at this point it's like, I feel like I could work with whoever. I think, I don't know. Like Jack Black is cool. I worked on a little bit of something with him. But yeah, as far as other creators, like, I don't know. I do enjoy it. Every time I do a collab, it's always like such a good experience that I'm like, man, I should do more of these. But a lot of times the content's just like stuff we do on our own, right?
What I want you to do, Mark, is this is a box of money, as you've already pointed out before we started. It's not quite MrBeast.
It's not quite MrBeast. I see some ones, some 20s.
You mainly ones.
Okay, mainly ones. Yeah, the 20s are right on the edge, actually, now that I look closely.
So what I want you to do is I want you to guess how much is in here. And if you guess correctly, you can have it, and you will walk away a richer man.
I have to guess correctly to the dollar?
Correct, yeah.
I mean, that's...
So that obviously we're making it as hard as possible.
I know, that's great. I literally, there's, first of all, $60. There's no way there's more 20s in there. So I actually have a trick for this with jelly beans. I did a short on this. You like count up, you count to the side, and then you count to this side, multiply those, and that should give you a pretty close approximation.
You're a smart man than me.
So maybe I'll kind of use that trick here.
Yeah,
like
do it.
1, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. So 25 times 4 is 100, plus the 60 of the $20 bills. So I would guess $162.
Okay, we'll tell you at the very end, okay?
Okay, well, I could tell from your face that wasn't it. You'd have been sadder.
I don't know.
Dang it.
But I mean, you can have a guess if you want.
Yeah.
I'll tell you it's not right.
Is it higher or lower?
Lower.
Oh, yeah, that could be true. Okay, yeah, I'm going to revise it to... see if it's written on the lid. On the
it is, but
underside.
it's taped over.
Oh.
Well, because if we didn't want to cheat, obviously.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. I'm saying then $91.
Okay. Well, we'll find out at the
Okay.
very end,
Okay.
okay? But we're going to move into our second headline
Okay.
of the evening.
Says Mark Rober hits out at Hinge as dating app deletes profile for impersonating himself. I think multiple times my Hinge profile was deleted because I was impersonating Mark Rober. And like I even like, and when that happens, they would like delete any messages I had sent, just everything went away.
Yeah.
It happened multiple times, and I provide like my driver's license. So eventually it got fixed, and then actually through that I found my person. So
Really?
I'm off all the apps,
What?
which is interesting. I didn't realize this till someone putting this out like yesterday. If I wouldn't have flamed them on Twitter and be like, "What the heck," then I wouldn't have got back reinstated, and I wouldn't have found my person. So
That's true.
it all worked out.
It all does work out
Yeah.
in weird ways. I'm really interested, particularly in your profile and what was featured on there. Is there any kind of like, was there anything in particular on there? Did you mention NASA? Did you mention YouTube?
Yeah, you got to throw the NASA out there. I don't think I mentioned YouTube, but you know,
Okay.
there was a picture of the abs. Not gonna lie, you got to play to the strengths, right? But I will say a helpful hint for others out there: if there was somebody else, when I was looking at other profiles, like any woman with like a private jet. Or just like every picture is like in a swimsuit, or like I don't know. There's a vibe that you could kind of find the right type of people or the wrong type of people. So I was pretty picky. Like women with private jet or all these designer clothes,
Right.
like immediate out.
When you're famous and you put yourself out there, there's obviously, you feel like there could be a lot of scrutiny there. What made you want to go on to dating apps in general?
I looked at it from like an engineering perspective.
Right.
That it's a numbers game, and you just got to get the reps in. Eventually, I started just doing like quick FaceTime calls, and just eventually you'll find, and I found someone who just hands down better than everyone else, so it worked out. But it's a numbers game.
Being famous, what's that like? Because you've come from being a NASA scientist, working in a very non-public environment, to then suddenly becoming a YouTuber and becoming so famous. What's that transition like?
This is never something I wanted. Like
Yeah.
in school, I never wanted to do the school play. Like I don't let people even sing to me at my birthday party. So the recognizability part is the part like that I don't love, but at the same time, it's like it's such an easy way, especially for me. A lot of the folks that I take pictures with are like, kids 20 years and younger, and they're stoked about science because of what I've done. So it like makes their day or month or year, right? So it's like such a superpower and easy way to give them that moment. And I just kind of keep that in mind. At the end of the day, I have this job and I get to do this cool stuff because of the people. So it's just a tax you have to pay. And you just have to get used to it. And if you want to not be recognized, you just wear a mask and a hoodie and sunglasses and go about your day.
When did you realize you were famous?
I was just in Japan, and there was like a mob situation at one point in
Right.
like a public market. That was like
How long ago was this?
a week ago.
Oh,
But
that's the first time you realized you
no,
were
that's
famous?
not the first time, but like internationally to have situations
Okay,
is
yeah.
like, well, okay, it's not just US. But I mean, I'm not like super famous, but I don't know. You just started, I would say after the pandemic, there was a step change because before people were out, then my channel kind of took off in the pandemic. And then once we started going out in public, it was like, oh, you get recognized like a lot more. So like I would say after the pandemic, it really stepped it up. And then sometimes I'll travel with like an alias, like things like that. Here's where it's not cool. And this just happened again, like last week, like at a doctor's office,
Right.
or like in your house. Like if someone's coming to work on your house, like that's like DoorDash deliveries. Like those are the parts, or if someone just knocks on your door.
Yeah.
Like those are the times where like I'll draw a line and just be like, these
is
are
too much.
uncool situations, right?
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm like, I love it.
I was talking to another influencer today, and they were saying that people will knock on their door, and even the parents will knock on the door and be like, "We want to chat." Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, or you just get letters in the mail, or people coming to the door, and that's a very hard, like, hey, appreciate it, but like I don't engage if you're coming to my house.
Well, back on the original topic, obviously Hinge thought you were impersonating, but we know that impersonation is becoming a big problem. I believe you're working on a project now to try and resolve that. Is that right?
Yeah, someone was deep faking me on YouTube, and I thought it was kind of funny. It was like me, and I'd built like a squirrel obstacle course in my backyard for the homeless.
Of course.
I was like, but then this character who was me started like swearing and doing these things, and I was getting reports from parents who were like asking why Mark Rober is saying certain words that they wouldn't want their kids to hear. So I was like, okay, because kids can't tell the difference, right?
Yeah.
Some people kind of jump. Hank Green specifically, got on Twitter and was like, hey, because at first YouTube didn't have a policy on it. Like I was sort of patient zero on them trying to figure out their policy. YouTube basically said, well, this is kind of fair use. And then a week later, they're like, actually, they redid their policies. And literally just today, I did some face scan thing. YouTube's putting out some technology to kind of like use, the AI to combat the AI stuff. So it will look for things that aren't me, but are deepfakes, and then take them down, or at least give me the option to leave them up.
Hopefully they won't take down this episode. I already made you do this on the basketball court. So you've had practice.
Yeah.
I want you to do a grip strength test. Okay?
Let's go.
Look at them guns. Okay, so the highest we had was 180 from one of the guys at MrBeast, and that's the highest we've seen even on the internet.
180?
Yeah, insane. But
I mean,
he's built like this room.
Oh, really?
He's massive.
Holy crap.
Okay, you can stand up if you want to do it as well, or you can sit still. So essentially
it?
pull it and then let go.
Okay. I'm going to try sitting down first.
Yeah, try it.
Okay. I didn't get a good grip. That says 2 pounds. That's not good. I feel like you need to go to the max. It needs to save the max. That's you. Okay. Don't even show that on camera. We're going to, how do you restart that?
Yeah, you can actually just
Okay,
press
start.
that, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get a better grip. Okay.
133. That's pretty decent.
What is that in kilos?
So 60 kilos. So the average man is between 40 to 50 kilos. So you're well above an average man. Once again, Mark Rober.
Okay. Once again.
All right, Mark. Well, before we let you go, you want to have one final guess?
Okay.
You went right again.
Okay. Higher or lower from that?
Higher.
Higher. Okay. So it's between 91 and what did I say? 160?
I think you said 150 something.
150.
162.
162. Which was closer?
Oh, I can't tell you that. It'd be too easy. Maybe it will be
You
too
guys,
easy.
you guys quickly remembered 162, so that indicates to me that it was probably closer to the higher end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying that's 1.
Looking around.
40. 3.
So close, but so far.
So far.
Yes, it was. If we take it off, 141.
No! I knew I was close. I could tell.
Mark Rober, thanks for taking the time to do Clickbaited. Much appreciated. Make sure you like and subscribe, everyone.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
That's
Hit
what
subscribe
Mark
button
Rober
right
said,
there.
and he sinks threes.
That's right.
Awesome.
Okay, sick.